Yes, for 47 years, the port behind us and the entire nation has benefited from, taken for granted even, the fact that goods, people and services can flow freely between here and mainland Europe. In just a few hours, that all ends. Now, in reality, of course, Brexit actually happened 11 months ago. But in practice, our new relationship with the EU starts at 11 p.m. tonight. And that's when the red tape kicks in. And nowhere will that be felt more acutely than here in Dover, our nation's main artery, where almost 20% of all goods come in and out of the country. People in the freight industry have told us that they expect no light touch on the French side, and if we are to see any major issues, it'll be Tuesday or Wednesday next week we see them as volumes start to increase. Change and customs checks are coming. But that's the only certainty, because this major new trade deal was only published on Boxing Day. Exporters have had it for less than a week. So tomorrow is a step into the unknown.
The treaty that I've just signed is not the end. It is a new beginning.
We were told we could not have our cake and eat it. Do you remember how often we were told that? Retaining sovereign control of our laws and our national destiny.
That's the vision, the politics, the ideology of what now is finally upon us. But in this yard, they deal in the practicalities. Because every year they undertake 10,000 channel crossings. Trade may be tariff and quota free from tomorrow, but there will now be paperwork, bureaucracy, and all that comes with it.
Come tomorrow, our biggest threat really will be that are the drivers actually completing the paperwork correctly, and will they be stopped in France or in the EU with with potential heavy fines as well if we're not filling out the paperwork correctly.
But these are our closest trading partners. They're not likely to stop you, are they?
Yes, I think they will be. Yeah, I think that. You will find certain individuals that will be out there for us looking at literally hunting for UK registered vehicles and making sure the paperwork is correct, that the driver's documents are all filled out correctly.
And if it's not?
And if it's not, they could impose a fine.
How heavy?
Big fines could be up to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 euros.
Brexit has already cost this firm money. They now employ 2 people just to deal with all the new paperwork. But it's a burden not just on them. How prepared are your customers?
Not very well prepared.
And what sort of issues is that going to have for you then?
Waiting time, costs obviously, where the paperwork's not being filled out correctly, possibly drivers having to wait at base here for the paperwork to be sorted out. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of that, I think, the first couple of weeks of January.
To reduce the risk of delays, the UK is phasing in checks on goods entering from the continent over 6 months. But the EU is implementing the new rules from tonight, and the government has warned there will be, quote, some disruption.
Mostly Germany is our biggest market, but also Holland and Scandinavia. These are the sort of what I would call the fudge-loving nations.
For many exporters, like the food industry, the problem isn't just paperwork and delays.
It's great that Ursula and Boris did the deal and we've got free trade. That's great. There's no tariffs. That's fab. But a lot of the next bit is going to be about willingness to work together at a customs level. We are now supposed to have what's called a food business operator in Europe. It can't be a PO box. My size business, where export is 15 to 20% of our turnover, that's just not an economically viable option.
The hope here in the Fudge Kitchen and across many industries is a bit of leniency, given the new trade deal they've had to prepare for is just 7 days old. But they're confident.
We still are unique, we still have our place, and in the end, fudge will triumph.
Fudge will triumph, she says. Britain will prosper mightily, the Prime Minister says. From 11 p.m. tonight, the UK will begin to find out.